Well, hey there guys, I'm going to talk about specifically DJI photography video based drones, the consumer line of drones. And what I'm going to cover is the main ones there, the Phantom series, the Phantom 3, the Phantom 4, the Mavic, and we'll also talk a little bit about the DJI Spark, the latest one that just came out. I looked at all these drones, compare all the tech specs, just to kind of give a little bit of a conclusion here as far as what would be the best value, best bang for the buck. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead right now and I'm going to show you all the information I found out on the screen. Feel free to pause this at any moment to sort of review each drone and see what it offers. So here we go. We're going to start off here, we're going to go through each one just a little bit briefly here. The Phantom 3 Standard, that is what we currently have. We do use on our channels, both mine and my wife's channel. Brand new out of the box, it's $4.99. Or you can get a refurb unit for $3.99 if you want to save $100 there. One thing about the refurb units, I've never heard a bad thing about them yet, okay? So even though it's $100, even though you save yourself $100, I have yet to really hear anybody complain about major issues with the refurb. The folks at DJI look through all the refurb units, make sure they're in good working order, and send them back out. So now, one thing about the $4.99 or $3.99 refurb version of the Phantom Standard, it is a 2.7K camera. If you're willing to stretch your wallet a little bit more to $5.99, you can get the 4K camera version. Okay, so that's on the Phantom 3. All right, now we'll talk about the Phantom 4. There are two different versions of the Phantom 4. I did not really actually know this. The Pro and the Advanced version. Pro version is $14.99. Advanced version is $13.49. Now the difference here is that the Pro has the additional backward collision system. As you know, the Phantom 4s have that sort of collision detection system. Well, the Pro basically has been, tweaked a little bit, that it actually has backward capabilities. So that's the big difference between those two. So there's a Phantom 4 Pro and Phantom 4 Advanced. All right, now we're going to step on to the Mavic. Mavic, $9.99. Very portable, of course. That was part of what they were going for when they designed the Mavic. Very portable design. Not much to say about it, of course. It is very portable, and it is very nice in comparison to some of the other drones as well. So anyways, my breakdown here, and I'm going for best bang for the buck. That's the whole purpose of this, is to show you guys what's out there and what is the best value for your money. Some people can't afford a $1,400, $1,500 drone. Some people, maybe the $300, $400 is what they really can afford. Okay, so the way I look at it, in terms of best bang for the buck, Phantom 3 Standard, whether the 2.7K or the 4K version, both will give you an excellent video experience and a good intro into the DJI world. Next choice, and this is actually taking quite a big step too. The next choice will be the Mavic. Mavic, of course, has the portability factor going for it, and it also does include the collision avoidance system, which is actually found also on the Phantom 4s. So the Mavic would be my next choice above the Phantom 3s, and then finally, of course, the Phantom 4s would be my final choice. So that's kind of my rundown on the best bang for the buck, photography, video drone that DJI offers. Now let's talk about the Spark. This is the latest thing from DJI. They must have had a different market in mind for this. I mean, they really must have. Just because of some of the features they're introducing. with hand gestures and things like that. Now, I'm not saying that the Spark is bad, but there are some limitations. I will tell you this. Most things that I have seen on the Spark have been very positive. Showing the hand gesture technology, and the quality of things. It appears to be pretty good. But, if you plan to purchase a Spark, let me tell you a couple quick things you might need to know about it first before you decide to take that plunge. First of all, straight out of the box, the Spark is $499. That is, the drone itself, no controller. This is the first drone that does not automatically come with a controller. Now, what does the controller thing mean? Okay, every DJI drone that I have mentioned so far comes with a controller that will give you, controllable distance up to like a mile, 2 miles, something, a crazy amount, a crazy distance, probably more than you're ever going to need to fly. But it has that ability, okay? The Spark does not have a controller. That is actually purchased separately through a combo pack thing that they have. So, you control the Spark initially with your cell phone, or you can purchase the additional controller. Controlling the Spark with your cell phone limits you only to 262 feet of controllable distance, okay? So, keep that in mind. Now, the Spark, just like that, is $499, all right? If you want to buy this combo pack thing, it's an additional $200. You're looking at $699 to get the controller with it. So the drone plus controller and some extra batteries and things like that. So now if you get that controller, that will expand that 260 feet to the normal distance of a mile, 2 miles that you would normally get out of other DJI drones. Now, another thing to consider too, every drone I've mentioned so far, the FAM3 standard gives a 2.7K quality, and everything else is 4K quality. 4K, of course, is becoming very much a new standard on televisions. There are 4K televisions coming out, of course, and have been out, and it seems like the prices on those are going down, actually. So, every camera on all these drones so far has been 4K, except the Phantom 3 standard, which has a 2.7K, which is still a great quality camera. The Spark's camera is taking a step backwards and going back to 1080p. Why? I have no idea. And another thing too, again, every drone I've mentioned so far does have another common feature, and that is a 3-axis gimbal. Okay? That means in any extreme winds that you may come across, that gimbal is going to keep that camera very steady with a 3-axis gimbal. With a 2-axis, that is going to limit that, of course, to just the 2-axis that's there. And so what you may actually end up getting is the camera in certain angles, if the wind picks up, may not be as steady as those that have a 3-axis gimbal. Okay? So, that's one other thing to keep in mind. And another thing to keep in mind here with the Spark, all the other drones that I've mentioned so far on the DJI line have at least a good 25-minute flight time. The Spark is limited, according to their specs, to 16 minutes. 16-minute flight time. So it's taking a big chunk of your flight time off of what you get with other drones. So, keep that in mind as well. So again, the Spark, I mean, like I said, they must have been going for another market. The way I kind of look at it I almost kind of feel as if the Spark was more for just people that want to do some quick Facebook things or something. You know, if you're really into making some serious videography and YouTube videos and showing amazing scenery from great distances and things like that, I don't know if I'd recommend the Spark, honestly, for those applications. Now, if you're doing, you know, like I said, some Facebook things, you know, maybe a little bit of the daily vlogging stuff or vlogging, it may work okay for that. So, you know, I don't know. Like I said, most everything so far, the reviews are pretty good. The hand gesture thing looks very neat. You know, I think there's some positives about the Spark, but like I said, there's also some, you know, some drawbacks to it as well. So anyways, you know, my focus here, of course, was, well, what do I think is the best bang for the buck drone for someone just starting out into doing drones and stuff with DJI products. And like I said, I've already kind of listed that I think the Phantom 3 Standard is a great choice. Best bang for the buck. Whether it's the 2.7K or the 4K, I think either one of those is great. And technically, you know, if you think about it, the 4K version of the Phantom 3 is cheaper than the Spark and will give you extremely much better quality video. So, just something to think about. There's a lot of stuff to think about here. So anyways, I hope that this, you know, helped you guys and informed you guys as far as the types of DJI drones out there, what they offer. The specs don't lie, folks. I mean, you know, you may look at something and say that's a great quality, that's good. You know, it may be good for you, but the specs say that, you know, at least in this case, the Spark is really not up to par with the other ones that I've mentioned. So, now, I've got kind of good hope. I mean, even though I'm kind of, you know, pulling out a few drawbacks or a few, you know, negative things about the Spark, I do hope that DJI, you know, beefs some of those things up. I mean, I think that to add a 3-axis gimbal and a 4K camera to the Spark, you know, would be a very big improvement to that particular unit. I can actually see them doing that in the future. I think that they would, you know, possibly have an updated version that has, you know, the features very much comparable to the other drones. So, like I said, hope this helps a little bit in terms of making your decision, or in terms of what you know, what your application is. You know, take this information and, you know, use it to your advantage to see what would be beneficial to what you want to do, or what you want to use a DJI drone for. Like I said, we have a Phantom 3 Standard. Absolutely love it. Takes amazing video, amazing pictures, and you know, I can't say enough praises about the thing. And it's extremely easy to fly too. So, but what I'm going to do is, that is all from me. I'm going to leave some links below that's going to give you, you know, links to some of our videos that we've done with our Phantom 3, as well as some reviews and things from other people, other YouTubers that we either know personally and trust, or that we all, you know, or ones that we follow and trust their opinions on some of these other drones. You guys can watch those and use that as well to sort of base your opinion on what you think would be the best choice for you. So we'll include our footage, and we'll also include some other reviews and things on these drones as well. So you guys can check those out, and like I said, make your decision from that. Like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching. Remember, if you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.